I come from a long line of alcoholism and alcoholics in my family. And I'm indigenous, and my mother is full indigenous. So I'm actually kind of Métis because my dad is also French. And so I come from this long line of lots of addiction and trauma. And I've had a handful of stuff like that in my entire life too. So in my family, my mother did remove the alcohol, and that's really great. But she was a bit of a dry drunk because she was really explosive, and she also has some mental illness. So I grew up with like bipolar, manic, depressive, maybe even the other one there, personality disorder. And so it was an unsafe environment emotionally. Nobody put a hand on me, but there was definitely some internal damage that was going on. So anyways, I had that. And my brother and sister, we also had some abuse happen when we were kids. So I pretty much had like no chance that I wasn't going to be an alcoholic. Like right from the get-go, it was like really likely that I was going to be an alcoholic. And sure enough, here I am. I'm an alcoholic. So I became an alcoholic, and I didn't think I was until I was in treatment. It took all the way till treatment for me to actually admit that yes, maybe I'm an alcoholic. So right now, I'm the sober one in my family, and I do have another little sister who's sober. And my other brother and sister were also addicts. And so my one sister, she got really caught up in fentanyl, and she had a bad accident and she didn't really make it. She's in a vegetative state right now. So I technically have lost already one sister. And that was about 10 years ago now. And very sad. And my brother right now is in active addiction. And nearing 5 years ago, me and him actually went to treatment the same summer. And I continued with my treatment, and he went back out. And it's hard to watch. Like, I've experienced being an alcoholic. I've experienced being in a domestic abusive relationship. I was sexually abused as a child. I grew up with a mentally ill mother and a really quiet dad. So it was like two extremes, like one's always in your face and one's never in your face. And so these were some of the things that I had to grow up in and through. And it's made me quite resilient, and I've learned a lot, and I've grown through it. And it was really difficult. But now, speaking from just like being, now I'm in recovery, and like I'm almost 5 years sober, and I'm watching my brother just like in his alcoholism. And I'm grateful for this view. Like, my higher power just sends me so many things in my life, like that just, he shows me this way, that way, and like what it looks like. And it's just like I've experienced being in alcoholism, getting sober, and all that work, and what it takes to maintain sobriety. And then having my son who's autistic, like, and my other kids are neurotypical, I think, but it's like just watching like childhood behavior and impacts, what happens to the family, like looking back in my own life and stuff. And so I'm like, now I'm in this like different situation where I'm watching my brother in active addiction as a sober person. I was in active addiction with him before as well. Like, me and my siblings were all in addiction together, and I'm the first one to get sober. He was almost going to get sober, but then he went back. And it's really hard on the family. And what makes me sad, like I'm sad because watching him and then watching my parents watch him is almost hard, watching my parents watch my brother in active addiction. And then I think, oh my God, like that's what I did to my parents. Like I was doing that to my parents. I was hurting everyone. I was hurting myself. I was hurting them. And there's I don't know if there's anything worse than watching your own child hurt themselves and not get the life that they could have. Like self-hurting, like self-defeating lifestyle. Like, and it's so hard to get out because there's nothing that anyone on the outside can do. And speaking from experience, like I couldn't even get sober for my kids. Like I got out of that domestic relationship alive, and I had my kids with me, and I remember just being like drunk as a skunk, like 7:00 in the morning, because I was like physically dependent. And I'd be like, can't you just get sober, Jazz? Like, can't you just get sober for your kids? Like, they're growing up right in front of you. They need you. And, you're a piece of blah, blah, blah. Like, why can't you just get sober? And I would look at my kids and I would be debilitated. I couldn't do it. It's like I couldn't move. I was like frozen. I was stuck. I was sick. I was lonely. I was desperate. I didn't know how the heck I was going to get out of my mess. I was so overwhelmed and scared. And I was too scared to expose myself and admit that I was a person that needed help, that I was sick. I just couldn't get to that place of like I didn't know how to get out. And, anyways, but like my story here about just like being in a family of alcoholism and helplessly watching my brother go downhill is so sad because, almost 5 years ago, he was going to get sober. We were both in the same treatment center. And there was like this time, this sober time, and he had like light in his eyes. He like came back on, and it was just like, I totally thought that maybe that was going to stay that way, but he went back. And then just watching the deterioration over the last 5 years, I mean, it's not like it's getting better. Like alcoholism is progressive. It gets worse. It's like it kills you. It's like the slow death, dying, like watching someone slowly die and ruin their life. I don't know if there's anything more painful than that. But just to be a person now on this other side of the alcohol, it was easier to be an alcoholic with my alcoholic brother than to be like sober watching my alcoholic brother and in active addiction. And then just to watch them lie and deny that they're alcoholic. And it's like, all you want to do is help them. All you want to do is say like, this is the way out. Like, you should probably stop. You're going to die. But that's already all been said. He's not going to think that he's dying unless he thinks he's dying. So it's like, that's what's so hard on the family is like, everyone loves you, but you don't see the problem. Like, everyone loves you and can't do anything. And that takes like an extreme amount of force. Like that takes so much like me letting go to my higher power, like putting my brother on the shelf and saying, he's yours, Lord. Like he is yours. I have to let him go. There's nothing I can do. Like, I've already talked to him many times. He doesn't want to change his life. And to be fair, like I don't know, like I didn't want to change my life either when I was like that drunk, and I didn't want to give that up because it was like giving up security and being in the open. And I needed my security and I didn't know how to be out in the open. And for me, it took a facility. Like, I needed that, and I'm really glad that that worked out for me. But watching the alcohol, you know, basically as an alcoholic, it's like the alcohol is your new higher power. Like, the alcohol becomes the higher power, becomes the thing that you need for everything that to get through your day, to get through your functions, to get through having a good time. Like, I can't go a day without alcohol. When I'm in active addiction, I can't go a day without alcohol. I can't go a day without thinking one thought about alcohol. It's such a part of it's right up front all the time. I need to have some drinks for later. Like, I'm always planning a little bit to how am I going to have my alcohol in my life? Like, my alcohol is my best friend. It's my higher power. It's my everything. If I take that away, then I'm going to dissolve and fizzle away into nothing. And I'm I'm going to be so uncomfortable, and I don't want to be uncomfortable. I don't want to change. That's alcoholism. And no one's going to tell me, like, no one told me until I asked somebody. Like, that was kind of for my journey. That's what I did, is I kind of really wanted to hear from someone what they thought. And then, like, asked my counselor. And so I was like, oh yeah, that's it. I am. There it is. There's the answer. But being alcoholic, being a sober alcoholic now in recovery, it's just like, I want to say to my brother, like, you could have such a better life. Like, it's right there for you. But any conversation I have about that isn't going to make him change. I could send him to the best treatment center in the world. And if he doesn't want to go and isn't ready, I don't think he's going to go and do it. It's not going to work. He's going to have to hit some kind of bottom that makes him think that maybe I should change, And so all I can do is, like, pray for him and, like, put him on the shelf, let him go to my higher power. Like, he has his own higher power of his understanding. Like, he has his own higher power, whatever that is. And I talk to my higher power, and he has his higher power, and his higher power is doing with him what he's doing. Maybe my brother isn't going to make it. Like, that's the terrible thing, is, like, when someone gets so to the bottom of their drinking, like, because it's progressive, when they get so down there, it's so dangerous, circling the drain, because it just takes, like, one day you drank too much, one day you slipped, you went too far, and then you don't come back. Like, it's so much. If there's a way, addiction, like, speaking from a person in addiction, like, from addiction, like, it would have been so much easier to prevent it than ever get involved in it, because the chances of getting out are so slim. Like, the chances of getting out of being an alcoholic, like, the success rate is like 2% out of 200. Like, all the people I went to treatment with, that was like, what, 4.5 years. Like, I think it's like 20 people at a time, like, one person sober since then. Like, it doesn't, two people. Like, that's how low the numbers are. Like, the numbers are, most people just don't stay and get sober once they're alcoholic and once they're addicted to drugs. Like, it's so slippery and scary and hard to get back. Like, and so addiction is just like, it's grabs you. Like, when I was in it, I was blind. It grabbed me, and it happened over time. I just drank more and more and more and more. And I just continued on. And I thought it was fine because, well, whatever. It's just me. It's my life. I don't care. And so I just, like, continued to drink until one day it was too much, and it had control over me. Like, in the beginning, sure, I had control over it. But then it just became the thing that was running my life. Before I knew it, it had me, and I didn't know what to do with that anymore. I didn't know. I was like, well, I have to just continue to drink then. And then that became my new focus. It was like, how do I get my alcohol? I need this much for the month. I need this much for the day. There's some up here if I run out. Like, what am I going to do when that runs out? And like, what am I going to do for money for this? Like, it became the number one priority in my life. And I'm talking like, this is like severe alcohol addiction. Some people, it's not that bad. Like, some people are alcoholic and they don't have to go to rehab. But in my situation, I ended up going to rehab and like, and was needed that. Like, I needed to go to a place where where I had that support to like not drink. It wasn't around. It wasn't in my face. I had nothing to do but not drink and take care of me. And so I really commend folks that go into the rooms and just get sober, because that's tough stuff to just be sober all day and then go to a meeting, but the choice is that you can go to 3 meetings a day. Like even out of rehab, sometimes I went to 3 meetings a day, like just to be like recovery, because my brain was so saturated and I was so such a wreck, like I just needed to fill with so much good all the time because I was like spiritually bankrupt. So alcoholism is the deadly disease, and it's killing more people than we think. And I've already lost one sister to fentanyl, and I might lose a brother to alcohol. And it's just like, and that's all out of my control. Like, it's not my fault. I didn't cause it, but I also can't make him get sober. And it's his journey, what is going to happen with his alcoholism. It's completely up to him if he wants to get better. And they say, like in AA, it's like the hand is there if you reach for it. Like, it's like we're all waiting for him to choose, and we're all there ready and waiting for him. But it's, unless he reaches out, there's nothing we can do. Like, so we have to wait as a family. And I know my parents are praying for him a lot. And I know my mom is upset and she's worried. And I don't know if she can lose another child. Like, it's just like, it's so unfair. But like, that's the disease of alcoholism. And yeah, I really hope my kids never go down that path either, because, I just try to do the best that I can, but alcohol's everywhere and it's out there and it's so accepted, but it's so deadly, and it just like ruins lives. It ruins families. And the saddest thing is that he could have like a great life without alcohol, but trying to convince him of that, it's like, I'm not going to convince him of that. He'll have to hopefully experience that for himself one day if he makes it. But this is the time when, like the bottom is the riskiest time, because you might hit the bottom and you might go back up, but you might hit the bottom and go down. So like, that's where we're at. It's like, we just keep getting to like these like closer bottoms with him, and it's like another close bottom and another, like, how about now? No one's really saying anything. We're all kind of walking on eggshells because we don't want to scare him, right? It's like everyone's just waiting for him to realize to get there. But because we want him to live. And so he's at the top of my prayer list right now, and that's the only thing I can control. It's like he has his higher power. And I hope that there is a bottom that he can live through that comes up. So alcoholism is tough, and I am grateful for I've just experienced so many different sides of addiction in my life, and what that looks like and what that feels like and what it's like to get through that stuff. And also just, I've had many bottoms before I hit a bottom. So, for one thing, the body is very resilient, but it's also just such a risky lifestyle and not clear thinking. So like, I was so hazardous, and didn't care. So like that whole like no value for my life, very indifferent, that doesn't help anything either. Like, but I got to hit a bottom. Finally, I hit a good bottom that worked for me, and it got to get better. And I just pray that my brother hits a bottom that he can live through. So yeah, thank you for being here. And sorry if that was kind of a deeper topic tonight, but I hope people can see how damaging alcoholism is, and how it's a disease that kills, and lots of people have died since I've gotten sober. Like, I think I know 10 people that have died in the last 5 years that I know just in my circle from alcoholism, from drugs. And and one of them was like my sister. So it's like, it's tough stuff. Like, it's hard on everyone, and it's hard to watch my parents. It's hard to watch my parents be so sad, because they love their child, and they love all their children, and it's a helpless situation to be in. So I pray for you all that are suffering. So thanks for being here.